Hey, what is up guys? Breaking, welcome back to Let's Play Rise Destruction. Last time we left off, we finally got to rank, we finally got below rank 10. So it means that the game is about to end, but before we actually end the game, I just want to make sure that we're prepared enough for the last eves. The few last eves are quite long, and last time, as last video you've seen, we almost ran out of cars. Again, I could repair them, but I don't really want to spend money. So we have about like 3 eves left, but again, as you can see, the best is 2. So after last eve, if we finish first in one of those 3, we're gonna be like rocketed to rank 2. So we basically got 2 eves left. But before we do anything else, we need a little bit of money. We picked up a Gladiator last episode, which I'm very, very happy about, because as I kind of like... annoyed you guys with in the very first episode, the Gladiator is my favorite car in the game because of its resilience. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's not many challengers currently. There's only Troy Harder, which is yeah, that's a kind of funny name actually. So it is for $3,000, which is kind of huge, and we're gonna grab it because we kind of need that. I'll go check real quick at Troy's place, see if I can find anything interesting. Obviously, I'm not gonna do suicide races because they're worth more money in repairs than they're worth actual winnings. I wish I could get a little bit more money in that, because $3,000 as a wager is okay, but it's just that I wish we had a little bit more for the final races, since again they are gonna be quite expensive eves. Since again, there's gonna be a lot of fighting involved in them, and we don't really have much spare cars, so obviously we might need to repair in the eve at some point. I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible, but there's a huge possibility that we might be forced at some point. But if we can get a lot of money this episode, or well, at least if we can get a lot of money by wagering, we might be able to save our asses by with a fully upgraded Gladiator, because I think it's a bit more resilient than rocket, so it should be able to take a little bit more racing before we need to retire it for the rest of the heave. Because that blue rocket of ours is kinda very weak. I don't remember if I actually put the upgrade for durability. I kind of wish I did, because I didn't. I'm kind of feel like an ass, a dumbass, because you know I've been like complaining that the thing's a bit too weak, and I don't even actually upgraded the durability of that thing. That would be kind of stupid on my part. But that's a kind of mistake that I usually do. So it would actually, because sometimes I keep forgetting stuff. So it would even surprise me that I actually forgot to upgrade it. But I'm kind of too lazy to go look if I did. And even if I didn't, I don't think I have enough money to actually go ahead and buy that, since we still have a Gladiator to upgrade. One of the unfortunate thing about the Gladiator is that even though it's a fairly good car, it's not as fast as the rocket, so it kind of needs to be upgraded, unlike the rocket, where you can just like put durability up and the car is already good to go for the games. It's a very fast car, obviously. Gladiator is not so fortunate. With his 9 speed, you kind of need the upgrade to get 10, because trust me, you really want that 10 speed on the last few eves. His computer won't leave you alone unless you have it. So let's see real quick. I just want to go check if I actually did. Although it doesn't really change anything, I'm gonna buy it, but I'm just curious if I hadn't forgot about it. I haven't like looked up at the stats recently, so I can't really remember. The thing I know is I did bought the handling and the speed, so we got 11. Yeah, I did. Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. Wrong button. Usually the last tab is for exiting, and on this particular one there's a paint tab, so I kinda went to paint without actually trying to. There we go. Let's do this. So it means that we're gonna go grab a Gladiator, since I'll check real quick at Troy's place, but usually there's usually pretty bad bets there, so I don't really value their bets there usually. Like I said in another episode, we've been pretty unlucky. Yeah, look at this. This is basically just change for basically suicide races. This is very, very bad bets. So yeah, as I thought, I guess I was the only one worth doing it. So let's, without further ado, folks, let's go grab our Gladiator real quick. And then once we have that, we're gonna go and upgrade it. And once that thing is upgraded, we'll actually go and race. Okay, let's see. Repairs. First of all, let's repair it. Oops. Not that one. Rocket. $20. That is so much money. I'm kidding. Switch cars. Okay, so Gladiator. Let's do this. Obviously, I'm gonna get the durability upgrade on that thing. Get that marvelous 7 durability. 7, I believe, yeah. Because I think that's one that Gladiator is a 6. Get that 7 durability, which is just marvelous because that makes that car so resilient. So durable. I really love that car as a backup car to the Rocket. It's really awesome. I'm sorry, I just really love that car. I know I keep talking about that, but it's just awesome to have a car that is that fast and that resilient. Let's spend all our money in that. And let's do this. That thing is pretty much armor at this point, so we are going to do a maiden do the maiden flight with that car. Hopefully we'll be pretty lucky and not totally wreck the car in the first race, like usually happens with the Rocket. I don't know, I should probably go back in the other videos, but I think every time I use the Rocket, the race after, I'll pretty much retire it. Because I think like once I actually get 2 races out of the Rocket, but usually just get wrecked after like 1 race. See, it's even truer when the first race is a eye contact one. Fortunately, you cannot preview the races. You know what? I think I'm gonna go for Baxter's big one because since we're only gonna be capable of doing 1 if we win, I want to make sure we get as much money as possible. So I'm gonna go for the one that is the one that gives a lot of money if we win. And anyways, so Baxter. Baxter is, I don't know if I mentioned it, probably again, it's one of my favorite track. The figure 8 jump race in this particular map, you gotta take your eyes on it, because if I'm right, this figure 8 jump race, as if we actually get to do one, has some of the biggest jump in the entire game, which means for some fairly spectacular mid-air collisions. As you can see, our Gladiator is not as fast as our Rocket. Good thing for us, it's actually a lot more durable, and I can just mag that car and just ram into the fence. Ah, come on, almost. At least we got some damage off that guy. Although we did damage the Gladiator, which is not a good idea. But you know, at least that was a nice try, I guess. I was trying to hit the side of his rear bumper to make him spin out on the other side. Maybe I should have tried the other side to make him spin out, but I didn't know the computer would break that early. You know, computer stuff. Oh, we get to do figure 8 jump race. No, it's not that one. Oh, that sucks. I don't remember which one has the super uber jumps. It's one of my favorites, but I never remember which track it is. I think it's one at night, but I'm not too sure. It's been so long. Because there's just one. I know Baxter has a pretty awesome push-off event. If I remember right, I seem to just forget about these tracks. Again, to say that there was a time where I used to play that game pretty much 24/7. I just used to love that game so much. I still love it pretty much. I just don't play that much anymore. That's kind of an awesome thing about Let's Plays. You can actually get to revisit your old games because you can share them with people that may or may not have played that. Seriously, if you haven't played that, you should try to at least play it or something. If you enjoy Demolition Derby Demolition Derby games, because it's pretty much one of the very few really good ones. Well, I mean very few, because most of them were pretty good. Just that there wasn't many Demolition Derby games. Remember, there was some on the N64 back in the old days, but and there was a few of them every once in a while, but never been a huge choice of those kind of games. There was a Flat Out series that was a bit more fantasy. That was kind of awesome too. I remember that there's one in the 360 that is pretty much a remake of Flat Out 2, and the remake is kind of awesome because it's kind of cheap that they just basically remade the game and put it in HD. But the thing is that Flatout 2 was really awesome, was one of the best in the franchise, and and when they made like the remake on 360, which is called Ultimate Carnage, it's basically just Flatout 2 with better graphics and more cars and more events too. So it's kind of awesome actually they did a remake, but yeah, on the end, some people say that you could just buy Flatout 2 and just play it. Although the thing is that Ultimate Carnage is on 360 and I believe it's also on PC and PS3. And the older ones are, I mean, Flatout 2 is only on like the generation before 360, so it's only on original Xbox and I believe also PS2, but I'm not too sure. So again, I think it's kind of cool actually made a remake of that game. Unfortunately, we will probably never see a remake of the actual first Flatout because the franchise is kind of died with the third one because they kind of like gave the franchise to another developer, and the other developer kind of made like an iOS game style. Well, they made an iOS really kind of crappy game actually. I believe it was an iOS port or something. I don't really remember the story behind it. It was just really bad. Let's just say that, from what I've heard. Okay, push off. As you can see, that's a fairly early push-off, and also, as you can see, too, Gladiator is just very durable, like the rocket. So I'll be using that a lot, actually, until we get, like, safe races where I'm going to use a rocket for them. I think we're pretty much set for the rest of the game at this point. A little bit of money might be interesting for a Outlaw upgrade. Basically, maybe try to get a Duran. Well, Duran is fairly expensive. If I'm lucky, I might get a limo, which is... a fairly decent derby car. It's not flawless, obviously, but it's okay. Should be a little bit better than the Outlaw. One thing I kind of like about the Outlaw is actually the actual design of the car. No, that's a quite bad start actually. Come on, shit! I'm getting hit in the side a lot. The Outlaw has a very awesome design actually. One reason why I think it's pretty awesome is that. Sorry guys, I'll have to restart this. I can't really afford that bad of a performance. I think this time around I'll just brake at first and just not jump in the fray too early. Basically, the Outlaw I kind of like designs because it's based on well, I don't know if it was based on, but I'd say it looks a lot like an El Camino, which is kind of cool. I love El Caminos. Always thought the principle of a car-sized pickup truck was kind of awesome actually. That guy just got smacked. Hopefully we can get a few kills here. I don't really value my chances that much because our car is damaged. The computer's car are not very damaged because obviously there were only one event before. Our car is got some permanent damage, so that's kind of bad actually. The thing about using a damaged car like the Outlaw for Demolition Derby is usually not that bad if it gets damaged a little bit because most of the time computers are damaged too. It's just that if you get a push-off event on the very beginning of the eve, now it can cause some few issues because computers won't be that damaged, but your car, you will be somewhat damaged because of the permanent damage. Because again, computers always start with like brand new cars, unlike you. So you gotta be careful about that. Early push-off events are kinda bad for you actually. Kind of a disadvantage for the player because of the way the game is made. Again, I kind of wish they would make it something like Gears 2 had like damaged car and kind of had a little bit money pool, so we're a bit more realistic. But then again, this is an old game, so I can't really ask that much. Let's do this. Also, I think with the way computers are not very, how can I say, you don't have that much of a survival instinct, would probably die off after a few eve. Pro computers with like ridiculously damaged car. Flagpole races. Again, this is another job for Gladiator. We don't have much handling compared to, well, actually we do have 9 handling, just that we don't have that 11 handling. It's just that this is another one of those races that are pretty hard in the car, so if I can save some damage to the actual rocket, I'll do it. Again, the Gladiator is also cheaper to repair than the rocket, so again, do bear that in mind. There's not only the Gladiator is not my free car only because it's durable. It's also because that guy died. It's also because it's a cheaper car than the rocket, so it means that it's also cheaper to repair, and also because it takes less damage, it's also again cheaper to repair. So it's very useful for when you have those kind of events. Obviously, it's a lot harder to win with the Gladiator because it's a car that is not significantly slower. It's only 10 versus 11 when it's fully upgraded. It's just that 11 speed in this game makes a... When you get into those kind of eves, 11 speed really makes a difference. Fortunately for us, we can still get a few good position if we don't get rammed on the... Oh, come on, that's bad. I thought the guy died. Somebody pushed me in the back that actually just gave me enough momentum to kill that guy after the first impact. If I can get a few kills like that, that's gonna make a lot of money. I would have liked to hit that guy. Also, but that guy could probably kill him if... Oh no, the angle's bad. I could have like went out of my way to kill him, but the thing is I still want to win, so... Also, don't fishtail me, you computer. If you do, I'll be very, very mad. Oh, and you are going out of this! And that one I can't actually afford a little position loss, because that was a beautiful collision. A beautiful collision always win. I think that car just died there. I think the first just got obliterated, which is a very good news for us, guys. Time to slide a little bit. I kind of missed my turn there. Didn't give it enough end brake, I believe. Yeah, one stat doesn't really show that much when you look at it. Like, what's the difference between 9 and 10 handling? It does 9 and 10 handling. It does feel. To be quite frank, the stat 1+1 in stat in this game, it really makes a difference. Do bear that in mind that +1 stat is literally a 10% increase. Well, it's not technically yes and no, because technically it's on 11 stat and not 10, because you know you can have 11 speed, but technically it's kind of like 10% upgrade. Kinda, if you pass from 10 to 11, which is kind of a big deal actually. Although I don't think we could really like use percentages in this kind of circumstance because it's kind of weird. I don't really know how they actually calculate that, to be quite frank. It could have been like 5%. They could use like something like the higher you are in the stat, the less the +1 is good. I don't know, man. If I could dig in the actual code, it would be kind of nice, because I really wonder how was the difference, the actual difference between a 10 and a 9 speed in terms of max speed and the like. Point-to-point race. This is another race where we're going to use a Gladiator again. This is a fairly damaging race. As you can see, Gladiator is still okay. That car really handles collision well, so another reason why I like it that much. I should stop saying that I like it, because yes, I do really like it. Also, that's quite a bad corner. I had to ram these cars to get them out of my way, but doing that also lost a lot of time. Hopefully, if the computer crash a lot and damage themselves a lot, I'll be able to get back in the lead, or at least get back into top 3. I'm mostly aiming top 3 with the Gladiator again, because it's not a rocket. It's not that easy to get the top 1. Also, these guys kind of crashed, which is good for me. If I can just get these guys to push themselves off the race track. So I should use the handbrake a lot more. It's funny because I usually don't use handbrakes in racing games, because generally speaking, they're only good. The handbrake is usually only good for drifting if you're playing any kind of like semi-realistic game. Although in this game, the handbrake is very useful for doing those kind of maneuver. But in this thing, I just cancel my handbrake because I want to kill that guy. Yes, I'm kind of evil. I saw an easy kill. I'm just gonna grab it. Let's see, next one. Red Rover. Again, they're good. Another day at the job for the Gladiator. If you got it, you might as well use it. Let's do this. This Red Rover in particular, I think it's one of the easiest one, because there's no death zone after the box, so it's a lot easier to just stay in it. Although again, you can just get pushed from behind by a computer. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, should go now. The best tip in Red Rover, if you want a tip, is to use your radar to locate when the last one's gonna hit the box. It's the best way to predict when the go is gonna be signaled. And it's gonna be now. You can even start before the actual go sign if you time it right with the last car's arrival. That's bad. I have really very damaged car. I think I'm gonna go grab a kill if I can. Oh, that was one of the not that damaged car. Although if they can stay at like 1 HP after the race, that could be really nice, because that would mean that we are gonna get a fairly easy derby, a demolition derby one after. But I think 2 guys died on this one, because there was another guy like there was 4 and then dropped to 2, I think. But again, easy. Red Rover is easy. It's easy doing Red Rover when you have a decently fast car with a lot of HP. Whip around race. Seriously, it's like that Eve is basically use your Coyote. I mean, use your freaking Gladiator, bro. Even if the Gladiator still have like only 41 HP, it's still a bit. It's still more likely to survive than the Rocket. Actually, the Rocket is that weak. The Gladiator is that resilient. You could technically use the Gladiator as a makeshift demolition derby car if you happen to have 2 derbies in the same Eve. It's not really I don't really recommend it to you because it's a 7 durability, but it's an expensive 7 durability, unlike Duran, which is a 10. But Duran's still very expensive. But it's a 10, so it's not that bad. Just Gladiator is a 7, and it's kind of expensive too, since you're most likely bought the upgrades for speed and handling, which also makes it a little bit expensive again to repair. So I still don't recommend to use it, but you could technically use it as makeshift derby car. And also, you guys are going to eat it, because you're gonna make me turn these. What the fuck? Okay, there was still the other way message, and I was like, why? Okay, weird. Kind of break before that because of that. It's not that bad because we're gonna smash the other car when he's gonna turn around to get back into first place. I believe I think he's smoking a little bit. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. Ha ha ha! You got smacked, bro. Now he's definitely dead. If I can hit him in the corner, I can finish him and just take his place. Well, I think he's dead now. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Although I just got passed, sadly, by that guy. Oh well, that was fun. We got 8 kills currently, and I think 3 of them were inside races, which is, when you think about it, that's kind of a lot. Next one. Okay, so already $4,000. Jesus, that's a lot of money. A gauntlet. We don't even have to bring our car here, so that's pretty much free money at this point. Again, since last one was a rip around race, I think we can get a few free kills on this one again. I'm really trying to get as much money as possible. We haven't been able to do much wagers, so I'm trying to get some. Would really appreciate a lot of money actually. So I could maybe, just maybe, replace the Outlaw. The Outlaw's getting pretty damaged. And we still have one last Eve to go, so I would like to have a brand new Demolition Derby car for the last Eve. Although again, I could technically use the Outlaw, but I wish I could get something a little bit more resilient. Let's do this. So, let's see. We got one more kill. If we can get 10 kill, we'd be flying fairly. That car was a bit had a bit more health than I thought. Ouch. You really want to avoid side collisions, or pretty much the worst kind of collision you can get in Gauntlet, because you don't really inflict any kind of damage. Although again, this is a hearse. Even face-to-face collisions are not that damaging if the car you're hitting it doesn't have much durability. One of the other advantages of having a lot of durability means that if you get in a face-to-face, the more durability you have, the less chance that you are to inflict more damage than you're taking. And we got a 10th kill, which also means that we should get a fairly good chunk of money. Let's finish this guy if possible. That's a bad position to be in, actually. Although, again, computers are kind of dumb in this game. They just like sit there and try to block you when they could just like totally go a gun for you. Double. Oh man, I think I'm just gonna go and like just get money at this point. I mean, they're all super damage, except for that guy. That guy seems to be... No, actually he's really damage. This is why I love the Gauntlet. You get a full HP car and you just get to have fun wrecking the computers. Let's see, we have 2 laps left. So if we're lucky, we might be able to kill a few more. That guy almost dead. He's dead. At this point, I don't even like. It doesn't even matter. Jesus. It doesn't even matter if we don't finish the gauntlet. Look, there's so many. We shut down so many cars that I was already dead. They're so damaged, I don't even know at this point if they're dead or just like almost. And another one. Oh boy, 17. That's a lot of junkers. I love that game. Kills. Yeah, a lot of reputation points. Cool. So, jump race. Again, since I think that's time to get the rocket out. Poor him, he's just been sitting on the bench for the entire thing. Although, I just say that for me, I think it's just a good thing, because it means we're not going to get more permanent damage on that thing. So it's going to be a better shape for the last Eve. But it really feels good to reuse the rocket after. Because, to be quite frank, the rocket is that fast. It's really, really awesome, the car. Too bad it's so weak. Come on, careful. You see, I just been rubbing cars, and notice how much damage I took for just rubbing. That kind of damage like we took with the Gladiator was us running straight into a wall. There's just that much difference the durability does in this game. And also, do remember that's a 5 versus a 7. The rocket is a 5 and the Gladiator is a 7. So only 2 points of durability makes that much of a change in how solid the car is. Also, that particular jump there, I never really hit anybody in that particular jump. I always remember it because there's a few tracks that has those kind of jumps where they cross, but that one in particular, I remember it because there's a curve just after the jump, and I really never really hit anybody there. If you do get hit on that particular jump, you must be kind of in a bad spot because, to be quite frank, it's true that you can always like mash the reset button, but I'll tell you what I mean. I can't really explain that. Actually, I'm gonna show you what I mean when I mean that you're kind of a bad spot if you get hit there. As you can notice, there's a curve just after the jump, so if you can get hit really hard in midair, you could technically get pushed straight into this particular curve. So it means that you have to turn around and get back into the side, and because other cars are jumping straight into that curve, you could potentially just get hammered one after the other one by the other cars if you get hit. Because everybody's going the same direction. And unlike but then again, it's true, the same is true for figure 8, but yeah, I wonder, what's worse, getting hit there or getting hit in the figure 8? I really don't know. The thing is that the curve is fairly wide there, so it's, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it's the same thing as getting hit in the figure 8, so I don't really, yeah, it's probably the same thing actually. Anyways, Demolition Derby. So, our Outlaw is gonna get one shot at it, one last shot. Hopefully he's gonna be able to stay alive for long enough. Let's do this. Again, I think I'm not gonna go into the fray this time. I'm just gonna go and put it in reverse real quick. That was actually a fairly good engagement. Didn't kill anything, but got a lot of damage off on the computers. And if you don't kill anything, as long as you can survive as the last car, you can get the +1 point that you get for survival bonus, which is, again, with the kill, because usually if you're the last one, you also kill the last guy. That means if you can last until the end of the game, it's pretty much an assured 2 points. That's why I can tend to try to go for survival rather than kills. Because usually when you go too much You're too... Really, when you jump too much in the fray, you just get wrecked, like last time I did it. First time we tried the push-off, we kind of like got murdered. I think the guy just sold the kill. Can't really blame him. Oh, there's another leader of 2 points. That's kind of dangerous. I have to be careful. If I can get that guy from the side, we could potentially kill him like that. Another one. Okay, let's try to finish the guy if possible. I don't really know. I think he's... Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway, still won. Cool. That went really, really well. So we should definitely have a huge payoff for that. Look, when I meant that smashing people for cash is kind of a good idea, look at its bonus. We made more money by trashing other computers than actually winning the Eve. Well, the money we made by winning events in the Eve. And that's a lot of cheddar. Obviously, some of that's gonna go for repairs, but I think we might be able to purchase a better derby car, which is gonna be useful because that Outlaw is getting a bit too damaged at this point to be a useful derby car. 66 is kind of a lot of damage. Also, because we didn't use the rocket that much, we don't have to pay a huge fortune in repairs. Although Gladiator is still fairly expensive to repair, but you know. So we had 14,000, so we can pretty much buy any car in the game. So let's see. I'll go check real quick if there's any interesting cars at the car dealership. Hopefully there's gonna be a Durand, because we could afford a Durand, which would be just a blessing as a derby car. But we could also get a limo. I wish the limo was there. The limo is really good. Funny enough, the limo is not really a limousine. It's just that the name they gave to the car. Although technically I could be spotting bullshit. I could not actually remember the actual name of the car, but I think it was the limo it was called. Oh, we don't. But we can get him off. That would be a good derby car, right? With that one durability. You can get a second rocket if we want to. But no, we definitely need a new derby car. So there it is. Trade in with the Outlaw. Let's see, do we have enough money to upgrade that little car? I think we do. So it's gonna be clack. Here we go. So our derby car is now a monster with his 11 durability. Before we leave, also let's go check if there's any wagers. I'm not gonna do them because I'll reserve that to next episode because this one is getting kind of long and I need to go drink some water. I forgot to bring a glass with me, fortunately. And speaking in the microphone for too long kind of like make your mouth kind of dry, so I'll actually just verify that real quick. One thing I kind of like about the Ren, if you notice, but the exhausts are like at a 45-degree angle in the back. Let's see. No challengers. Well, that's bad. I guess we're not gonna do anything. So I won't spoil you the next Eve. Actually, we're ranked second. I don't even know if you can actually like make the last Eve. I think you need to be ranked 1. No, it is. So Destruction Championship, that's the last one. So we're gonna do this next episode, which is gonna be the final. So I hope you enjoyed, guys, and I'll see you later. See ya, folks. Goodbye.